I heard of one.
Strategic planning, so they have all.
Overall.
Yeah.
Oh, man, YouTube.
Maybe we don't build it. Yeah, we don't, I just didn't know if you wanted to, because I was like, he texted me or he called.
Oh, it's worth more than
Yeah,
yours.
otherwise, she builds.
He was not the last one. Because, he just wants to basically say.
Brought the whole crew. This was
I agree.
25 hours.
You're
And then the guy that's from Proctor.
It's a fraud, it's something.
It's a fraud. Somebody,
They asked me to contact me. It's got one wrong.
yeah, somebody's grabbed his name and just made an account and started doing some, yeah,
It's like.
yeah, yeah, it's.
I just saw you an hour ago, but yeah.
Jesse's better at it than I am.
I
He's better at computers than I am. Yeah, get my.
just.
Yeah, you trying to get into the meeting thing?
So that'll all come back to March 10th. I have it on the report. What's the other one? Yep. I didn't think.
No, it's-
I still see the.
Yeah, it's pretty fine.
Lights burn out a lot.
Okay. Don't replace.
I think I actually have stairs and
That's great.
potentially. It's quite a crew.
Yeah.
Well, it's not standing.
No, yeah.
It's close, yeah.
Mark's now the IT director.
There we go. Mark's getting pretty
I just want to announce, if anybody wants to speak to the county board, you have to fill out a slip up front here. So you have to have those in before the meeting starts. Okay, thank you.
Finally feeling halfway normal.
How are you?
We had it at work.
Thank you very much.
I never tested it.
Maybe he's in your fan club or something.
I'm not contagious.
He's in your fan.
I ain't afraid. If I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die anyway.
Finally going to the cap.
What's that?
Finally going to the cap and stuff.
I think so. I was in, I must have got stuff working. One guy's taking off first 3 days next week. If I get my work done, I'll be there. If not, I think it's okay, because unless they increase the loads, I can handle it. But if they go to 3 or 4 loads like they might,
Well, like I said.
and I don't know if I can handle it. I'll let you know.
We probably wouldn't give a check of resolution. Very.
Tuesday morning,
Say
I'll be
thank
there.
you, good luck to you. That's
Oh.
Right.
Yeah. I
We're-
betcha.
But you can
Yes,
handle it.
we're saying thank you, good luck.
You've done a record time here and there, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go.
yeah.
We'll see how things go. I'll
Yes,
call you
that's
Monday night if it looks like I'm not gonna be there.
Okay.
You're gonna get him.
You're gonna get one.
I will come back.
Well,
We're having a sky in this, saying we need to be at.
we'll have a Ruth Zelsky day that you can blow off.
In this building. Also,
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. There you go.
converted this to like my house and only be able to get it with a special key card.
Yeah.
Yeah, you let me in, are you? Yes.
Yep. Epic shit is about to happen, guaranteed. And my shirt. Yeah, we got some big things to talk about.
No.
I will. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Praying over there.
Oh, I got everything wrote down. Very good.
Maybe we should join.
Okay.
I think so.
Oh, that's.
Yeah, yeah.
March 19th, and you'll announce it.
I will do that. Yep.
So they're here in the dress.
Yeah. Just appropriately.
Okay,
Okay.
that would be great.
Thank you
So
very
I'll say
much.
that.
Okay.
Yeah. Dude, it's in the videos. Very
It's been on the screen. He's on right now.
There's a
He had a
lot.
mission.
I have a close. Mm-mm. No.
I don't know, I just got the logo for from Jake.
The only. The only.
The only one.
The film stuff.
Mhm.
Well, at 6 o'clock, so we'll call a regular board meeting with Sheriff County Supervisors to order. We'll start out with roll call. And Brandon is online and Bart Peterson is excused. Okay, so everybody else is there here. Stand at this time for a silent prayer and a pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, you were all sent an agenda. Is there, can I get a motion to approve the agenda? Okay, motion by Mr. Urban, second by Mr. Wadle. Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right. You got the minute meetings for the January 16th, 2024 meeting. Is there any additions or corrections? If not, I would look for a motion to approve. Motion by Mr. Eckstein, second by Mr. Urban. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, very good. Now we'll have public comments. This is 3 minutes. We do have one person wishing to address us, Mr. Sam Wood. So Sam? Hi.
I don't know if I need this microphone. You all know me. It's pretty loud. Good evening. I feel I should not have to introduce myself, as all of you should know who I am. But for the record, I'm Sam Wood. How did I end up here tonight before you? Well, that's a long story, and I only have 3 minutes. When a man decides to take a stand against a government agency, that's the day and the time and the moment in his life it changes forever. I took that stand 8+ years ago. Since that time, I've been attacked by Washera County people, the state, and federal agencies. But that's okay. I stood strong and I've defended myself against it. They have threatened to take my land, fine me, and I've been assaulted, like I said, by George Nye, one of the county employees. I was also hit by one of the backhoes from Washera County and was sent to the hospital, and I've still stood strong. I hired an attorney for the reason of suing all of you and suing the county. But after talking to my attorney, he told me all that's going to do is get you a paycheck. It's not going to get any accountability. So I backed off on the lawsuit and I went to Brian Frymark and I gave him a chance to do what was right. Nothing was done. George Nye still has his job. I went to Jarvis and nothing was done. George Nye still has his job. So I waited for another opportunity, and that came a few weeks ago. Brian sucks at his job. The roads were horrible, so I led the attack against him, and I let him know that it was personal. Did I do it for the taxpayers? No. This is personal. Although the taxpayers will benefit from this war. Now, yesterday I found a spill on county property, and again, I charged forward. Then another spill was reported to me, and I charged forward. Brian has become a liability to the county, not an asset, and George is the same. So here we are, and here I am to tell you I have no problem declaring war and fighting these battles. I have confidence, and I will win this war. We are at war. So how does it end? We talk, we make peace, but if you come to the peace table, bring Brian and George's termination papers or the resignation papers. I will settle for no less. Till then, look me up on Facebook. I have a lot that will be exposed. This is where we stand. And these people are here because they've watched it on Facebook. It's time. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Okay, we don't have any unfinished business tonight. We'll move into new business. Number 1, reports, County Administrator's monthly report. Ms. Pingle. Actually, her last report.
So, just want to let you know, Keith was going to be here for this, but there was a fire out in Coloma, so he won't be here. Hopefully that's all taken care of before we're done. Just wanted to give you a few updates on events that we have coming up. In April, ICC meets again, and they're going to be talking about election law. We've added Adams and Juneau County to that inter-county coordinating council. It's a mouthful. And we'll get that schedule out. So like the different topics, different board members may want to go to, and same with department heads. We will be also having the reorganization meeting on April 16th, and that'll be here at 9 a.m. Megan will get all that information out, but just to mark your calendars, and then the department heads will come and introduce themselves and do like they did the last time. With regard to building related items, we will be doing CIP planning a bit earlier in the budget process with a strategic plan, so that we're mapping that out before the budgets come forward. And the RFP is in for the roof for the jail. So next week, the Building and Grounds Committee will meet. It's later this month, but we wanted to wait for that to come in. And the discussion on the YMCA and interested parties are still ongoing on this building and the annex. So there's still discussions happening. Repurposing the highway department is still in progress, and we're still working on some sketching out. But Mike, the new director for facilities and property management, or parks management, is working with the departments on that already. I also wanted to say thanks to Ben Octon for the work that he's done here. He will be leaving on Friday, will be his last day here. And he's been through a lot and did a lot with us for 3.5 years. So I just wanted to say thanks to him. He's not here, but Human Resources will be working on reclasses or wage study on some of the positions coming up for the budget season. And they're also working on summer help and getting the hiring done early like we did last year so we can get the students or summer help in early and get them moving as soon as possible. It's especially helpful with the buildings and parks projects. And the community development educator with the UW, that has been posted and that closes, I believe, next Wednesday. And Pat from UW shared that they have at least 7 applicants for that, so that's good. And that would be a whole new position, which replaced the I think it was family educator. So that person will be able to help with educating also with the comprehensive planning and help the towns and us work through some of those. So that'll be a good addition. And the strategic plan committee is talking tonight or has some things in front of you tonight to get that off the ground, mission and forward movement. So I'm really happy that we're there and we got everyone on board, and then we'll start to do a schedule of the departments after the mission, vision, and values are done going into the next year of who's going to be next on that list. And lastly, this is my last meeting here, and I do want to thank all of you. It's been a great learning experience. I have very much enjoyed working here, and the board has been fantastic. Departments have been awesome. I think we all learned a lot about each other, especially through the building project, and that investment that you did, it will be 50 years in the making, and you should be proud of all that the departments have done and that you've done for the community. So I just wanted to thank you for everything. And any questions?
Does anybody have any questions? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. All right. We'll move on to the Sheriff's Department annual report with Chief Deputy Sheriff Jim Leeds. Hi, Jim.
All right. So staffing, top is our command staff. We have 58 full-time positions, 2 part-time courthouse security positions, currently 1 deputy short. An update to the slide, we have the recreational deputy position, I believe, filled. We were down to 1 correctional officer shortage, but we're back to 2. One of them that we were going to hire backed out and decided not to go through with the process. So we have interviews next Thursday for both deputy position and correctional staff position. So hopefully we'll be able to find some staffing out of those interviews. Accomplishments for 23, began implementation of our next generation 911 system, largely in part due to the grant, as you can see. Completed the radio tower project as far as getting everything set for when Bug Tussle brings in their fiber optic. New water control system in the jail is 3/4 of the way done. Waiting for them to build the computer system, which will allow the master control center to control the water from in there without having to run someplace and turn off a valve when somebody breaks a sink nozzle or toilet. We started the full-time recreational deputy position. In regards to evidence garage out at the old highway department, we've started talks on what the space needs would be for us. We've done that with Mr. Peterson. And then last year we started putting carpet in the offices that need it. We have a few more offices that need carpet. It's starting to come unglued, and there's some tearing in the carpet in some of the offices. This slide basically shows our call volume for law enforcement related calls broken down between the county and then all the municipalities from 23 to back to 2014. Average calls per day, just law enforcement related, not fire or medical. We averaged for 23, 24.53 calls. Paper service for 23 was 839. Fees collected from that 19,835, which is up from the past 3 years. Inmates booked 802. Obviously, you can see the males are 611 and the female population was 191 that was booked in. Felonies of that were 282. Misdemeanors were 584 of that makeup. Average daily population is 76 inmates, up 6 inmates from last year. And those are just county inmates. We don't house inmates for anybody outside. So everybody housed in our facility are people that we've arrested or hold for probation and parole if they break violations. Traffic crashes, 496. The breakdown of the property damage were 387, injury 104, and we had 5 fatality accidents. Map showing the car deer accident placement throughout the county, and then the non deer accident graph for trends for traffic stops. For investigations, we had 41 sex offense calls for 23, 0 robberies. Burglaries were at 24. Domestic abuse at 77, a little up from last year, but kind of on average for what we've been seeing. Disorderly conducts were 185, which down from previous years. So the 55 cell phone examined, that is with our Celebrate system in the digital age that we live in. A number of years ago, we made a commitment to purchase the Celebrate system, which we can download and examine phones with permission and with a warrant. So I don't know if anyone has a home computer anymore. It seems like the cell phone is your computer, your lifeline for everything. And that's been a great investment for us when it comes for investigations. Record requests up this year or last year, 1,523. And then just a couple side notes. Deputy Egan is still recovering. I spoke with him yesterday, or the day before, and he's hoping to come back sometime June or July. Now, he doesn't know if that's going to be able to be done at a full-time capacity or at limited light duty, which we do have the capability of putting him in master control for the light duty part, at least to get him back into the flow of things and making him feel like he's part of the department after being out for so long. I know he stops in at least 2-3 times a week. He's dying to get back to work, but he needs to let his body heal and listen to his medical staff as well. So with that, any questions?
Is there any questions for Jim? I'm glad to see that the main trends and most of the crimes are dropping. That's a good sign. And I was going to tell you too, that I've gotten a lot of compliments on having the rec officer from lake associations and things. I think that's a big.
I think that's going to be a positive thing going forward for the summer.
Yep.
And we're
Thank
trying to get him to as many of the lake association meetings and ATV association meetings, so they all know who their contact person is. On the 24th of this month, the DNR is coming to the sheriff's department and train a bunch of the guys to get them back up and certified for teaching education classes, back to the snowmobile safety, hunter safety, UTV safety, and boating safety. So we'll be able to offer those again to the community.
Okay. Any questions for Jim? Go ahead, Pat.
I didn't notice any statistics on drug charges or anything. Is that?
I don't know. Did you get any statistics? I can tell you the problem hasn't gone away. To say how many drug arrests we had, I can certainly get those numbers for you for public safety, or get them to the next meeting. Oversight on our part for not having them in there. I know they were in there last year. I apologize for them not being there this year.
I also had one question. Somebody had mentioned to me, I won't say who, that Arcan. What's the sheriff's department's policy on Arcan use?
For the Narcan?
Narcan, excuse me.
No, that's fine. The Narcan we have is for officer safety. Our policy isn't for administration to the public. We rely on EMS for that. they're usually there before we are.
So-
They're usually at that type of a call before we are if it's paged out as a medical. And then if there's a secondary exposure to the deputy, that it's with them for their safety.
Thanks.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Okay, part B now we'll go into discussion possible motion action items. I is amendments to the county board bylaws. And this is mostly to add the strategic planning committee to our extra boards or extra committees. So I think you've all got that in there. Is there a motion to approve this? Motion by Mr. Urban, second by Mr. Eckstein. Is there any discussions? Anybody want any further explanations on this? Okay,
Well, it looks like there's a typo right standing out at the top. It says sick instead of 6.
okay. Yep. Sounds good. We'll get that changed. Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, then we can proceed to vote.
Mr. Bonfiglio. Thank you. Mr. Cap.
Okay, the amendment passes. All right, and then we'll go to number 2, Waushara County mission, vision, and values. And this is also for strategic planning. It's something that the strategic planning committee wanted you all to approve before we put it in. It'll be at the heading of every department's strategic plan, and it'll be one that's highlighted in the county plan as well. So I don't know, does anybody want any further explanations on that, or are you comfortable with it? It includes our values are like 5 pillars that, and the rest is pretty self-explanatory. So does anybody have any questions, or would someone want to make a motion to approve this? Okay.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Urban. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Kirschner. Any other discussion? Okay, hearing none, we'll proceed to vote.
Mr. Cap. Yes or no?
Yes.
Mr. Bonfiglio.
Yes.
Okay. It passes then. All right, very good. Move on to part C, consideration possible action on the following resolutions. Resolution number 03-02-24. And I'd like to read this if I might. This is a acknowledgement of Ed Hernandez's service to the retirement from Waushara County. Whereas the County of Waushara wishes to take this opportunity to express its appreciation to Ed Hernandez for over 26 years of service to Waushara County, and whereas Ed was a dedicated employee who performed his role as the county conservationist deputy director of land conservation for Waushara County, and whereas while serving in his role as county conservationist, Ed assisted hundreds of individuals with program direction and technical expertise in the field of conservation planning and resource management to help individuals achieve maximum use of land while preserving and enhancing overall water quality. And whereas Ed was instrumental in developing and or creating a number of firsts for the county: manure storage ordinance, DNR priority watershed program, countywide lake management plan, county cost share program, private well water testing program, ARPA reverse osmosis installation program, and very successful conservation field days for area students. And whereas Ed's primary mission was to always provide excellent customer service while overcoming the many obstacles and challenges that faced him throughout his career. And whereas Ed completed his work with integrity and professionalism throughout his career, now therefore be it resolved by the Waushara County Board of Supervisors that one, the county board on behalf of grateful residents of Waushara County does hereby acknowledge, commend, and thank Ed Hernandez for his countless hours of service to the citizens of Waushara County. And 2, every good wish is extended to Ed Hernandez for a long and enjoyable retirement filled with contentment and good health. And so Ed, can I have you please stand? So, okay, very good. Okay, with that, I'd like a motion by Mr. Eckstein, second by Mr. Kirschner. Is there any discussion? And I would just like to second that too. From coming from the farming community, Ed, it was always a pleasure to work with you. You did a lot for the land and the water in the county, and we really appreciate it. So with that, then we'll proceed to vote.
Mr. Bonfiglio,
Yes.
Mr. Cap,
Yes.
Okay, the resolution passes. Thank you. Number 2, resolution number 04-02-24. And that's acknowledgement of Melissa Pingle's commendable service to Waushara County. Let's see. I can read that as well if I can find it here. And this is a resolution just more or less thanking Melissa. So whereas the County of Waushara wishes to take this opportunity to express its appreciation for Melissa Pingle for 2 years plus of service and dedication to Waushara County, and whereas acknowledgement is given to Melissa Pingle for the conscientious and dedicated service she gave the citizens of Waushara County during her time as Waushara County Administrator. Therefore, be it resolved by the Waushara County Board of Supervisors that 1, the County Board, on behalf of the grateful residents of Waushara County, does hereby commend Melissa Pingle for her distinguished and conscientious service. 2, that every good wish goes to Melissa in her future endeavors. Could I have a motion to approve this? Motion by Mr. Eckstein, second by Mr. King. Is there any discussion? Okay, we can proceed to vote.
Yes.
Mr. Cap,
Okay, very good. The resolution passes. Thank you. Now we'll move to appointments. The Human Services Board, Bernadette Krenz from Berlin, term September 1, 2023 through August 31st, 2026. Is there a motion to approve? Motion by Mr. Wadle, second by Mr. King. Is there any discussion? Okay, we can proceed to vote on that.
Yes.
Mr. Cap,
Yes.
Okay, and that passes, that appointment passes. The appointment to the Board of Adjustment, John Cirk of Hancock, term of April 2024 to April of 2027. Kevin Fitzgerald from Watoma, April of 2024 through April of 2027. Is there a motion, Mr. Kirschner? And is there a second by Mr. Urban? Is there any discussion? Okay, you can proceed to vote on that.
Yes.
Mr. Cap,
Yes.
Okay, and the appointment passes. All right, and number 3, Planning and Zoning Committee. And I asked Megan for a pronunciation. I'm just going to call him John Van, term April 2024 through April of 2027. Is there a motion? Motion by Mr. King, second by Mr. Bossard. Any discussion on that? Okay, hearing none, we can proceed to vote.
Yes.
Mr. Cap,
Okay, and that appointment passes as well. Okay, now we're down to the board suggestions for future agenda items. And I would like to remind everybody, and Brandon, this for you too, make sure you're here next month because we're going to have a picture. We'll be the last county board that completes its term in this courthouse. So Mary has graciously agreed to take our picture for history, I guess. So make sure you're here on time and dressed appropriately. So is there any other agenda items anyone would like to have? Okay, hearing none, I would look for motion to adjourn. Motion by Mr. Eckstein, is there a second? Second by Mr. Cap. All right, very good. We're adjourned. Thank you.
Not the guy. The guy.
All right. Yeah.
I used to have an 11 by 17 printer at home and I didn't use it enough and the ink dried up on it.
Adam.